Hello guys, I am back with my next video, that is chapter number 5 of Think Straight by Darius Foroux book. Chapter number 5 says From Chaos to Clarity. Now let's read what the author is trying to say. So he is sharing an experience in his life. In 2014 I moved to London from Leeuwarden and the Netherlands, the city where I grew up. I went from a city with 100,000 people to a city where 7 million people live. Things were harder than I expected, especially when it came to finding a place to live. After doing research and talking to my new co-workers, I learned that it was almost impossible to find an apartment in a short period without getting ripped off. Instead, I decided to rent a room, which was a lot easier for 3 months. And I decided to explore different areas in London that were within an hour commute by public transportation to my work. That was my plan, and everything went well at first. After 2 months, I found a small, affordable one-bedroom apartment in Earlsfield, in southwest London. I had planned everything. I cancelled the lease of the room I rented and signed the lease for the new apartment. My parents and brother even drove over from Holland to help out. And because I didn't have much stuff, we could just use their new car to move my things from the old place to the new place, which were only 10 minutes apart. In my mind, this would be the ideal. I would just pack up my stuff, get the key to the new place, hand the keys back to the old landlord, and move into the new place, watch Netflix, and relax. Also, I expected to do everything on the same day. Well, things didn't go as planned after all. My new landlady changed her mind last minute and decided not to rent out her apartment. She told me this a day before the day I planned the move. All of a sudden, I had no place to live and had an SUV full of my things. That night in my parents' hotel room, I panicked big time. Don't know what to do. I have no place. My stuff is in a van. I brought you guys over from Holland, and now I am sitting here like an idiot. I continued blaming myself for the rest of the day and evening. You are probably thinking, really? Yes. Looking back on this, I can't help but think that I may have acted a little bit too dramatic. Well, let's just call it like it was. I was over dramatic and not just a little. That's exactly why I picked out this example, because it shows how stupid I was in my thinking. I spent so much time in my head that I had lost sight of the situation. I wasn't thinking clearly, and for what? Some days world problem, some first world problem, come on. The next day I woke up, and with the encouragements of my parents and brother, I decided to stop feeling sorry for myself and to start finding the solution. Instead, I said to myself, think straight. I knew I had to replace the mess with clarity. Wanted to get straight to the point. I pictured this: on the left, a mush of useless thoughts, worry, stress, suffering, confusion, not knowing what to do. On the right, one straight thought that has useful purpose. I wanted to start using my mind as a tool in the case of London story. I needed to look for a solution fast. It turned out that was easy once I started thinking straight. I booked an Airbnb uh, until I found a new place. In the end, we stayed in an Airbnb for a week. The landlady changed her mind again and decided to rent the apartment to me anyway. So all my stressing, worrying, and thinking were especially useless. How often does that happen? We are always so quick to judge and draw conclusions based on our assumptions. We are all human beings. We make mistakes, we change our minds, and we assume things that are not true at all time. That's normal. What's not normal is to let our mind go out of control. And after many other useless thinking episodes, I decided to change. I didn't have one big epiphany or super dramatic moment that forced me to change. Life is not a Hollywood drama. People that I know only change after culmination of problems. At some time, we stand up and say, enough. And you know what? A lot of people never change at all, but that shouldn't be a concern. After years of chaos in my mind, I just had enough of mental suffering. I can't make it any prettier than that. You don't need an all is lost moment. Those type of moments almost never happen. About 2 years ago, I started changing my thoughts and I've learned to replace the chaos in my mind with clarity. Now there is peace in the rest of this book. Now there is peace. In the rest of this book, I'll share with you exactly how I did it. But first, I want to share a brief history of thinking. Okay. So, in the next video, I'll read out to you the next chapter, which is history of thinking. So, in this chapter, I have read out to you the life experience of the author Darius Foroux, and how he drove to the conclusion that thinking straight really helps, and overthinking makes you panic. Okay, thank you.